and welcome back. You know we love a good deep dive into success stories, and today we're looking at the world of digital products and online businesses.
Definitely. And it's incredible just how much the digital landscape has really opened things up for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and we're talking about building $1 million business using a free tool. Like, who would have thought?
It really is a testament to the power of creativity and leveraging the resources that are out there.
You got it. And that's exactly what we're going to be unpacking today. So get ready for an inspiring story.
I'm excited to hear this one.
Okay, so we're talking over 30,000 customers, and get this, more than $2.5 million in sales, all from selling Notion templates.
Wow, that's impressive.
Right. It's pretty incredible. And the guy behind it all is Thomas Frank. So how did he do it?
Let's hear it.
Okay, well, Thomas Frank's journey actually started with burnout. You know, he was already a successful YouTuber.
Oh, so he was already familiar with the online world.
Exactly, but he needed a change. And that's when he discovered Notion and had this light bulb moment. He was like, why not teach others how to use it?
So he saw the potential in this tool that was becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, especially among creators and productivity enthusiasts.
Right. Notion is perfect for that kind of stuff.
Totally. And so he created a dedicated YouTube channel just for Notion tutorials.
So he was providing value right from the start.
Exactly. He wasn't just trying to sell something. He was genuinely helping people.
That's a great foundation for building trust with an audience.
For sure. And that was just the beginning. He took it a step further and started creating these Notion templates, like pre-built systems for organizing your life and work.
Oh, that's smart, giving people a tangible way to implement what they were learning in his tutorials.
Yeah, and these templates ended up being like his golden ticket. His 2-star products are called Ultimate Brain. It's a personal productivity system, and Creator's Companion, which is a content management system for creators.
I see. So he was catering to a specific audience with those.
Yeah, and those 2 products alone have driven those impressive sales numbers we talked about.
So it's not just about the tool itself. It's about understanding how people are using it and providing solutions to their specific needs.
You got it. And what's even more fascinating is that he didn't just create these templates and hope for the best. He built a system around them, like a strategic funnel.
Okay, so walk us through that. What did that look like?
All right, so he calls it his 3-step blueprint: build an audience, create a high-value product, and master the email funnel.
Okay, I like it. Nice and simple. Let's break it down, starting with building an audience. How did he do that?
Okay, well, he already had his YouTube channel, right? So he leveraged that to provide free Notion tutorials, just consistently delivering high-value content.
Okay, smart move, using what he already had to reach a wider audience.
But here's the clever part. He offered free Notion templates to viewers in exchange for joining his email list.
So that's how he started building that direct connection with his audience.
Exactly. He was giving away something valuable for free, which builds trust and establishes him as an authority on Notion.
Classic strategy, but it's still so effective.
Right. And building an email list is crucial for any online business. You need a way to connect with your audience directly.
No doubt email marketing is still king for that.
Okay. So step 1, build an audience. Step 2, create a high-value product.
And that's where his templates come in, right?
You got it. But it's also about more than just the product itself. It's about ensuring customer satisfaction, like providing excellent support and building a positive reputation.
Yeah, that's so important in the digital world. Word of mouth is everything.
Totally. A happy customer is way more likely to recommend your product to their friends, which is like the best marketing you can get.
Okay, makes sense. So let's move on to the third part of his blueprint, mastering the email funnel.
So he's got people signing up for his email list to get those free templates, right? So what does he do? He uses automated email sequences, like autoresponders.
Yeah, I've heard of those. They're like those pre-written emails that get sent out automatically.
Exactly. And they're super helpful because he's not manually emailing thousands of people.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare.
All right, it's all automated. So he's created this system that works 24/7, constantly engaging his audience and guiding them towards a purchase.
Automation is key for any online business that wants to scale.
And he also got strategic with things like personalized discount codes, to incentivize people to buy.
Little things like that can make a big difference.
And when he launched new products or features, he often gave his email subscribers early access, so they felt like VIPs.
Oh, I like that. Creating a sense of exclusivity.
Totally. It makes people feel like they're part of something special and encourages them to act quickly.
Okay, so we've got the audience, the product, and the email funnel. But we can't forget about YouTube.
Oh, right. Yeah, remember he was already a YouTuber, but his new channel focused specifically on Notion really took his business to a whole new level.
Right. Niching down is so powerful.
It really is. Instead of trying to appeal to everyone, he targeted a specific audience, people interested in Notion.
And that allowed him to create highly relevant content that addressed their needs directly.
Exactly. And his YouTube content strategy was all about providing value, tutorials, build guides, Notion tips, all geared toward helping people get the most out of Notion.
Smart move, establishing himself as an expert in that specific niche.
And of course, he made sure his videos were optimized for search engines, so when people search for Notion-related topics on YouTube, his videos popped up at the top.
Good SEO practices are crucial for getting your content discovered organically.
And in every video, there was a clear call to action, either promoting his free templates to grow his email list or directing people to his paid products.
Consistency is key, constantly reminding people of the solutions he offers.
Now, here's something that really surprised me. His smaller niche channel focused on Notion actually made more money than his larger, more general YouTube channel.
Wow, really? That's amazing.
I know, right? It just goes to show that targeted traffic is often more valuable than generic traffic.
It's not about reaching the most people. It's about reaching the right people, those who are actually interested in what you're offering.
So true. All right, let's talk about how he actually made money from these templates. Pricing is always a tricky thing to figure out.
Yeah, how do you find that sweet spot where people are willing to pay for what you're offering?
Well, when he first launched his products, he started with a lower price point, $99 for Creator's Companion and $49 for a higher tier edition.
That makes sense, starting low to attract those early adopters.
Exactly. But here's the interesting part. As his products gained popularity and he added more value, he actually increased his prices.
Oh, wow. So he didn't just stick with the initial price.
Nope. And his brand grew and his products became more robust. People were willing to pay more because they saw the increased value.
They were getting more bang for their buck.
Ultimate Brain now sells for $109, and he offers a full bundle of both products for $229.
So his prices went up, but I bet his revenue increased too.
You bet it did. His price increases actually led to higher overall revenue, even though he was selling fewer units.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that sometimes raising your prices can actually be a good thing.
Yeah, as long as you're providing the value to justify it, people are willing to pay for quality.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but I want to take a quick peek behind the scenes before we move on.
Yeah, let's talk tools.
Yeah.
What did he actually use to run this whole operation?
All right, let's get technical.
Of course, he used Notion to create the templates, but that's just the start.
Right. What else was in his tech stack?
To manage his email list and send out those automated email sequences we talked about, he used a platform called ConvertKit.
Oh yeah, ConvertKit is great for that.
It's super user-friendly, even for beginners, and it allows you to segment your audience, personalize your messages, and create those automated workflows that nurture your leads and guide them towards a purchase.
Really streamlines the whole email marketing process.
And to handle payment processing and sales tax, he uses a service called Lemon Squeezy.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's a great option for digital product sellers because it just simplifies the whole financial side of things, so creators can focus on what they do best.
Makes sense, taking care of all that back-end stuff.
Now, this next one is really cool. He built a paid community using a platform called Circle. So,
a paid community, interesting. What's that all about?
It's a dedicated space where he provides premium support to his customers, shares exclusive content, and fosters a sense of belonging among his most loyal fans.
Oh, wow. So it's like a VIP club for his biggest supporters.
Exactly. And it's a brilliant strategy because it creates another revenue stream, strengthens customer relationships, and encourages engagement.
And it gives him a direct line of feedback from his most engaged users.
Exactly. Now, to take his automation to the next level, he uses a platform called Pipedream.
Pipedream. What does that do?
It's super powerful. It basically allows you to connect different apps and automate complex workflows.
So he can connect ConvertKit to his payment processor and his community platform and all that.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, every time someone buys one of his products, their information is automatically added to his email list in ConvertKit.
That's so efficient. No manual data entry or anything.
It's all about working smarter, not harder, right?
Couldn't agree more.
Automating those tedious tasks frees up more time to focus on the bigger picture, like creating amazing products and connecting with your audience.
So the takeaway here is to embrace technology and use it to your advantage.
Absolutely. There are incredible tools out there that can help you build and grow your online business.
Okay, so we've seen how Thomas Frank built this incredible business.
Yeah.
But what are the real takeaways here? The lessons he learned along the way that we can all apply to our own ventures.
Yeah, let's get into that because he's been very open about the fact that his biggest challenge was overcoming self-doubt and perfectionism.
Oh, I think a lot of people struggle with that, especially entrepreneurs.
It's so easy to get caught up in wanting everything to be perfect before launching, but he learned that it's better to start somewhere and iterate along the way.
Yeah, perfectionism can be paralyzing. Sometimes you just got to get started and learn as you go.
And his biggest overall lesson is the importance of publishing consistently and continually improving. Don't be afraid to put your work out there, get feedback, and make it better over time.
So it's about embracing that iterative process, not being afraid to make mistakes and learn from them.
His advice to beginners is super simple, but powerful. Start simple, focus on solving a real problem, and avoid overcomplicating your product.
Yeah, don't try to build the most feature-rich solution right out of the gate. Keep it simple and solve a real need.
Okay, so we've talked about his journey, his strategies, his tools, but what does all this mean for you, our listener? How can you apply these insights to your own goals?
That's the big question, right?
Well, we're about to unpack all of that and more after a quick break, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we were talking all about Thomas Frank's journey to success with his Notion templates and all the valuable lessons he learned along the way. And I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty inspiring stuff.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's just incredible how he took this simple idea, selling Notion templates, and turned it into this thriving business. And what's really cool is that he achieved all of this using tools and platforms that are available to everyone like you and me.
Right. It's amazing to think that anyone with an internet connection and the willingness to learn can create a successful online business.
Yeah, it's really democratizing the whole process. But at the same time, there's more competition than ever before. So it's like, how do you stand out in this crowded digital landscape?
That's the million-dollar question. And I think Thomas Frank's story offers some really valuable clues.
Like what?
Well, one of the key takeaways for me is the power of niching down. Instead of trying to be everything to everyone, focus on a specific area where you can provide unique value.
Yeah, like Thomas Frank did with his Notion-focused YouTube channel.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that he didn't necessarily set out to become the Notion guy. It happened organically. He was passionate about the tool he saw a need in the market, and he filled that need with his expertise.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where your passion and the market's needs intersect.
I think so. And I also want to circle back to something we touched on earlier. Thomas Frank's pricing strategy, the fact that he actually increased his prices and saw his revenue go up.
Yeah, that was pretty mind-blowing. I mean, it challenges that whole traditional thinking that lower prices always equal more sales.
Right. But in his case, it was a classic example of value-based pricing as he added more value to his products, built a stronger brand and established his expertise. People were willing to pay more.
They saw that they were getting more for their money.
Exactly. And I think that's a really important lesson for anyone listening. Don't be afraid to charge what you're worth.
Especially as you gain experience, refine your offerings, and build a loyal customer base, you should feel confident adjusting your prices accordingly.
Totally. And remember, pricing isn't just about numbers. It's about positioning and perception. It's about communicating the value you offer and making sure your audience understands the benefits they're getting.
For sure. Now I'd love to hear more about the tools Thomas Frank uses to run his business.
Yeah, let's dive into that a bit deeper because it's a great example of how technology can really streamline operations and automate those tedious tasks so you can free up more time for creative work and strategic thinking.
Okay, let's start with ConvertKit, the platform he uses for email marketing automation.
So ConvertKit was essential for building and managing his email list, sending out those automated email sequences we talked about, and just generally keeping track of his results.
And it's really user-friendly, even for beginners.
Oh, yeah, totally. It allows you to segment your audience, personalize your messages, and create those automated workflows that nurture your leads and guide them toward a purchase.
Really takes the headache out of email marketing.
And then there's Lemon Squeezy, which handles all the payment processing and even sales tax calculations.
So that takes care of the financial side of things.
It does, which is a huge time saver for any online business owner. Dealing with all that stuff can be a real pain, but Lemon Squeezy makes it super easy. You set up your products, connect your payment gateway, and the platform does the rest.
That's awesome. And what about that paid community he built using Circle.so? What's that all about?
So Circle.so is this really cool platform that allows you to create a dedicated online community. And Thomas Frank uses it to foster a sense of connection with his most loyal customers, provide exclusive content and support, and gather valuable feedback.
So it's like an exclusive club for his biggest fans.
Exactly. And it's a brilliant strategy because it creates another revenue stream, strengthens customer relationships, encourages engagement, and gives him a direct line of feedback from his most engaged users.
It's like a win-win situation for everyone involved.
And to take his automation to the next level, he uses a platform called Pipedream.
Pipedream. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So Pipedream is this super powerful automation platform that allows you to connect different apps and streamline those really complex workflows.
So like connecting ConvertKit to his payment processor and his community platform and all that.
Exactly. So for example, every time someone buys one of his products, their information is automatically added to his email list in ConvertKit.
So no more manual data entry or anything like that.
It's all about working smarter, not harder, right?
Absolutely. And it frees up so much time and mental energy.
So I think the takeaway here is don't be afraid to embrace technology. There are so many incredible tools out there that can help you build and grow your online business.
And it's not about becoming a tech expert or anything. It's just about finding the right tools for your needs and learning how to use them effectively.
And remember, you don't have to do everything yourself. There are tons of resources available, online tutorials, dedicated support teams, all sorts of stuff to help you get up and running.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Thomas Frank's journey and his strategies and his tools, but I want to shift gears a bit and talk about something a little less tangible, but equally important, his mindset.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point. He's been very open about the fact that he struggled with self-doubt and perfectionism, which are like super common hurdles for a lot of entrepreneurs.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's so easy to get caught up in wanting everything to be perfect before you launch a product or share your work with the world. But the reality is perfection is an illusion.
And often that fear of not being good enough can hold us back from actually taking action and achieving our goals.
You got to just put yourself out there, even if it's not perfect.
That's what Thomas Frank realized. It's better to start somewhere, even if it's not perfect, and then iterate and improve along the way.
Yeah, embrace the messy process.
And his biggest overall lesson was the importance of publishing consistently and continually improving.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to put your work out there, get feedback, and make it better over time.
Showing up consistently is key.
And his advice to beginners is so simple, but profound. Start simple, focus on solving a real problem, and avoid overcomplicating your product.
It's easy to get caught up in trying to create this most complex, feature-rich product, but often the simplest solutions are the most effective.
So identify a genuine need in the market and provide a clear, concise solution. Don't try to do too much too soon. Focus on the core value you're offering and then build from there.
Less is more sometimes.
Now, speaking of experimenting and exploring, I think it's time we move on to our final section. We've been talking a lot about Thomas Frank's journey, but I want to shift the focus to you, our listener.
Yeah, let's take all these insights and explore how you can apply them to your own goals and aspirations.
We've seen how someone took this simple tool like Notion and turned it into a thriving business. But what other tools or platforms are out there waiting to be explored and leveraged?
That's a great question. What are you passionate about? What problems do you want to solve? What schools and knowledge can you share with the world?
Exactly what opportunities are hiding in plain sight?
I love that, hiding in plain sight.
Maybe you're a whiz at using Canva to create stunning visuals. Could you create templates or tutorials that help others do the same?
Or maybe you've mastered a specific coding language or a project management methodology. Could you share your knowledge through online courses or coaching programs?
There are so many possibilities. It's just about identifying a need, developing a solution, and then packaging and marketing it in a way that resonates with your target audience.
And remember, it doesn't have to be something complex or revolutionary. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective.
Thomas Frank's story is proof that you can achieve incredible things by combining your passion with a strategic approach and a commitment to serving others.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great note to end on.
I agree. So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, and I hope you're feeling inspired and empowered to take your online business to the next level.
Remember, the world of online business is vast and constantly changing, but the possibilities are limitless.
So keep diving deep, keep learning, and keep creating until next time. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've spent this episode unpacking Thomas Frank's incredible journey, exploring how he took this simple idea, selling Notion templates, and turned it into this thriving business.
It really is inspiring, right? What I find so striking is just how relatable his story is. I mean, he didn't have some special advantage or like insider knowledge or anything.
It really shows you that anyone can do it.
Exactly. He just saw this opportunity and went for it. Using tools and resources anyone can access.
That's the beauty of the digital age, right?
Yeah.
The barriers to entry are so much lower now. Anyone with an internet connection and a willingness to learn can create a successful online business.
Totally. But it's not just about having the tools. It's about having the right mindset, too.
Yeah, like what Thomas Frank demonstrated, embracing that whole iterative process, starting small, consistently putting in the work.
It's about the long game, not some overnight success thing.
And he didn't let things like, perfectionism, self-doubt hold him back. He just went for it, launched his products, gathered feedback, and then just kept improving along the way.
It's so important to remember that, Done is better than perfect.
And he was smart about it. He didn't just focus on creating the product. He created a whole system around it, that funnel, attracting an audience, nurturing relationships, and guiding them towards a purchase.
The system for success, really.
Exactly. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to kind of challenge you, the listener. Think about the possibilities out there for you. We've seen how Thomas Frank found success focusing on a specific tool, Notion, but what other tools or platforms are out there just waiting for someone to unlock their potential?
Like, think about the tools you use every day, the ones that make your life easier or that help you get things done. Could you create a product or service that helps other people use those tools effectively?
I like that.
Yeah, like maybe you're amazing at using Canva to create visuals. Could you create templates or tutorials?
Or maybe you've mastered some coding language, or you're a project management whiz. Online courses, coaching, the options are endless.
It's all about finding that need and creating a solution that speaks to a specific audience. And remember, it doesn't have to be some big complex thing.
Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best.
Exactly.
Thomas Frank proves it. Combining passion, strategy, and that commitment to helping others, you can achieve incredible things. So just get started. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect idea.
So go for it.
Explore, experiment, see where it takes you.
The online business world is huge and it's constantly changing, but that means the possibilities are limitless.
And we're here to support you every step of the way.
Absolutely.
So until next time, keep diving deep, keep learning, and keep